Hey guys, welcome to the Positive Experience podcast, where we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly in living your best life. Today's segment is on the hard slog, where we shine the light on small local businesses.
Hey guys, it's Avi here. So I'll be the host today, leading the Positive Experience. So today's segment will be the hard slogs. So we got one of my great friends here, Peter. He's one of the leading real estate agents at Ray White. So take it away, Peter. Give us a bit about yourself, like where you grew up, where you were born, and just a bit of background before we get started.
Yeah, cool, Ari. Thanks so much for having me on this podcast. Well, look, I came from a few areas, actually. I was born and raised in Sunshine St Albans, then moved later on, about the age of 10, to Tails Lakes. My passion, actually, funny enough, we're on the podcast together, was to become a physiotherapist. But unfortunately didn't get the marks that I needed, and aspiring AFL player, but an injury come into play. And my family is heavily involved in real estate. And my brother actually said to me one day when I was injured with football, let's get you into real estate and see how you go there. And within the first 14 days, I sold 6 homes. So it was quite natural for me. And yeah, ever since, I've been doing it 7 years later, and I absolutely love helping people achieve their goals.
Yeah, that's great. So were you born in Victoria, and then where'd you grow up, and where'd you go to school? What schooling experience first?
Yeah. So born and raised in Melbourne. I was born in East Melbourne Hospital. Spent a lot of my time growing up, as I said, in the Western Corridor. And yeah.
Yeah, nice. And then, so always been a Westie?
Always been a Westie, mate, yeah.
That's great. And then, so straight into it, did you have to do like a course or something to get into real estate, or was it straight?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So going into real estate, you do need an agent's representative course. It's a 7-day course full time, or you can do it as a progressive time over the period, depending on how quick you want to get the pace moving. But I was eager to get into the industry. Also have a license as well, which I did have to obviously study for that. That can go anywhere from sort of 3 months to 12 months. And so forth. But yeah, also got my auctioneer's license. So done a few qualifications, but to get into the industry, starting off, you do need to do an agent's representative course. That's correct.
Yeah, so a lot of tools under your belt, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all the tools that we need in our everyday busy life, as you would appreciate.
Yeah, definitely. All right. And so what's your current home setup like, family situation? I know you got a little one, but do you want to tell a little bit?
Yep. Yeah, so I'm living at the moment in Altona, so still relatively close to work, about 20 minutes away. A lot of my work is done in the city of Wyndham, so living there with my wife and my young boy Orlando, 5 months old. And yeah, it's a really hard slog at the moment, definitely, with how the market's going and the crises that we're facing. But I think, look, we're stronger than ever, and I'm sure that if we support one another, we can get through this.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the thing. Just all the local businesses just need to get out together, help one another out, and then pretty much, yeah. So because I've seen your little one, it's probably one of the cutest little ones I've seen, Orlando.
Yeah, he's a cheeky boy, Orlando. He takes after his mum, so we got the good looks.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So I think you mentioned a bit earlier about your brother, but what was like that aha moment? Because I know you were aspiring, trying to be an AFL player, and you wanted to become a physio.
Yep.
But what was that? Spark that you're like, yeah, that's it, I'm going to do real estate?
I think, look, I've always, and even as a young kid, always been interested in, affiliating with property. I think growing up as a kid, your parents always taught you to save money and, to buy a house one day. And that was always the goal. And, for me to work with 70% of a marketplace that works with first home buyers, I think I was given the privilege, and it was really, really eye-opening when I got into the industry to see how, amazing a transaction takes place, the steps that are involved and the processes that me and yourself, if you weren't in real estate, that people don't see. Yeah. The hard hours, the stuff that we do behind the scenes that a lot of people don't actually get to see. putting the piece together, finding the perfect buyer for the home, obtaining that, dream price that every owner wants, managing expectations. But I think, Ari, the funny part about my industry is you're not only a real estate agent, you're a dog walker, you're a psychologist, you're a builder, you're a life advisor. There's so many other traits and, other things that we do and we face in our everyday life, which I'm sure you come across similar things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that's what happens with a lot of professions. Like, you don't realize how much more you got to do and bring value to the person, because buying a house is not a small thing, because it's a lot of money and a lot of things. So it's quite big.
Definitely.
So especially,
Definitely.
I can see where you're sort of coming from, and we get that in the physio aspect as well. So we get people coming in with a bad injury, and they're like had that injury for a very, very long time. So they're just really down about it, and you got to do that psychology aspect, just give them a bit of motivation to do things. I think, I can relate there.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's great. So what's like your main passion or like what work that's driving you at the moment?
Yeah, look, Ari, one of the things probably driving me the most and holding me accountable is definitely my boy. Just to be, better in life and provide what I didn't get given, such as, certain fundamentals as a kid. I think, look, everyone has a driving force. You've got to find that really, really quickly, and that'll give you purpose in life. But definitely, I would say my child would be definitely one of mine. And furthermore to that, keeping myself accountable to, be the best that I can be as a husband, as, a father, and obviously a work colleague to all my colleagues in my office.
Yeah, definitely, because we're both the same age. You're making me look maybe get my life a little bit sorted.
Look, everyone's timeline's different. I think, like they say, ride the wave, but at the same time too, when it's right for everyone, it's right for everyone. There's no wrong or right timing. Don't take me wrong. I started a little bit younger than most people at our age, but I think the most important thing here is if you're on a track, most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. So because like I know how busy you are because we're such close mates and you're always working long hours. So can you just give the listeners a bit of an overview of how you sort of plan your day, your week, or the month to get things done?
Yeah, cool. Good question. That was on the spot, kind of. So, look, my business is quite. I'm not the type of person that says you have to work 100 hours in a week. I'm the type of guy, if you do the hours in 60, and you complete all the job tasks, well, then you can go home. An average real estate lifestyle, a lot of people think our job is 9 to 5, we go home at 5:30 and go home. My average day is 9 to 9. So from Monday to Friday, I kick off my day at 7:30. That's just obviously planning for the day. I always have a to-do list, and on that we'll structure from the most important to the least important. So it gives me guidance and I understand what I need to do throughout the day. The most important thing too is I run an assistant. So he works side by side with me to help me obviously grow my business, and I'm training him at the same time how to become an agent. So it can be quite challenging in that aspect because of obviously contributing time to help him develop it at the same time grow my business. So definitely checklists. Checklists are a must do, I believe. Every single day you wake up, you've got to know what you're doing and what your purpose is. A common goal definitely is important. I think having a goal and understanding where you need to get through. Every day I wake up, my goal is I've got to list the property for sale and bring it on the market, or I've got to help one of my owners transition and sell. It doesn't happen every day, but I know that if I aim for that, I'll get closer to my goal. A big thing I always tell a lot of people is every no that you get is closer to a yes. And people look at me and go, well, what do you mean by that? In our job, you've got to accept rejection. You're going to meet people that you don't get along with. You're going to meet people that aren't prepared to work with you, and they maybe don't think you're quite good enough or qualified or, fit for their profile. But I've seen it happen many times where I wasn't given the opportunity to sell on their behalf, and within 4 to 6 weeks, they knew they made the wrong decision and they went with me. For example, I had they couldn't sell it. We got given the property. We sold it within 7 days. So I think it's all about, having that drive, understanding what you need to do through the day and having a clear picture. I can understand we all get distracted and, we all want to sort of have fun. I'm totally for that. But yeah, when it comes down to the business end, I think, like I said to you, having a plan, a to-do list, a checklist, understanding what you need to do throughout a day-to-day process is the most important thing.
Yeah, definitely. So I think that's really big, especially when you're doing long hours like yourself, 9 to 9. Like, I can't imagine how busy they get all these other people coming out, a lot of side jobs, outside, meeting clients, going home, doing the paperwork. So it's a lot of things. So having that checklist and just having like your goal and sorting out sorting out what's more higher priority to the lower priority makes a big difference, because at least you get the top stuff done, and then lower priority, if you don't have time, you can get it done the next day or something, so forth. So
definitely.
So that's some really great tips you've given there. So that probably leads us to the next point anyway. So what are like some 3 hacks they can implement, or that you can give to our listeners? Anything, could be business-based, real estate, anything, just 3 hacks.
Yeah, cool. Look, my 3 things, if I can give anyone a tips on, how to succeed in business or, be proactive in your everyday life, is 1, book a holiday. I know we can't do it at the moment, but have something that's your outlet that you can escape to. Me, I like to book a holiday every 6 months because it gives me something to strive towards. I think having something to work towards will help you have a common goal and help you achieve it, get it really quickly, and give you a timeline to work with. 2, I would probably say, as I said to you at the start, definitely structure every day. Every day counts. I relate this to my everyday life. If you do all the 1%ers, everything will come together, but you have to consistently do the stuff you don't enjoy doing constantly. And that'll help you get to where you need to get to. And 3, I think, look, don't complicate it. I think people overcomplicate things. Us as humans, we want technology advances. We want help from everyone. We want to, sometimes it can just be as simple as a conversation and nutting it out. I think the most important thing is not overcomplicating things. I think we overcomplicate it. I think being simple, transparent, honest, hardworking, I think they're probably the 3 best tips that I've taken on board. And definitely slow down. You don't have to go 100 miles an hour. We are not on a 100-meter sprint. We're on a marathon. Like I said to you, there's no timeline for anyone. You could, get married and have kids in your 30s. You could do it in your 20s. There's no right or wrong way of going about it. I think if you have a vision and you know where you're going, you'll get there.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that was some real great hacks for everyone to sort of incorporate to everyday life. They're pretty simple, but it's just doing the simple things right. Like those 1%ers you mentioned go a long way to the end goal that we're trying to all reach, and just pretty much enjoy every day. Like you mentioned, make sure you're making the most of every day.
Definitely.
On that, is there anything that you could sort of just give to the listeners, just something like a great hack for real estate based? So it's something in the field you're in at the moment, something.
Yeah, look, particularly because I work with a lot of first home buyers, so I'm probably going to touch more on that, because I think there's a lot of people like yourself and I, Ari, that buy their first homes. It's definitely a daunting experience. And obviously, if you don't have a friend like yourself who's very lucky to have the number 1 agent in the area, it can be a little bit daunting, with the buying experience. And I've heard so many, bad situations of people being stuck and, getting into trouble. And this is probably not a advice, but more of a friend approach that I can say to anyone that listens to this. First things first, get your finance approved before you go and buy a home. Understand really where you sit in the market. Get qualified, understand, have a pre-approval, because a pre-approval in today's market shows us that you're finance approved and you're ready to buy. Furthermore to that, it gives you that concrete evidence of what you can actually afford versus what you actually want and can't afford. Second thing, if it's your first home, I would definitely say, don't expect a mansion or something, that's out of the blue. First home is a first home. It's a stepping stone into your next journey, whether you get married, upsizing, wanting something bigger, or you want that pool and, that massive shed that you always dreamed of. I think those things are really important too. So your first home is never your best home, and it's never your last home either. You're going to always advance and go better from there. Thirdly, obviously have a solicitor involved. Definitely check your files. Make sure there's nothing in the contracts that can hurt you. I think that's really, really important. Particularly, when you're signing something that's going to, embed you for 30 years of payments. I think it's really important to do your diligence and obviously engage someone that you trust. I mean, if I can help anyone or give free advice, I'm always available, and I'm here to help. That's my job. I enjoy helping people, and I think that's why I'm so good at it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so there's some great hacks. I think everyone should just incorporate, because especially having that kind of stuff sorted just makes it a lot easier and gives you the budget what you're working in, and then just makes the whole job easier afterwards when you actually got to go get a loan, get everything approved. So thanks for that,
definitely.
Peter. Now, just going to change a little bit of a topic. We're going to talk about personal, any personal war stories regarding, or any injuries or setbacks you've had. Could be recent or a little while away.
Yeah, cool. Look, I in recent times, because I've been training quite a bit. Obviously, I'm in an office job, as you can appreciate, so we're not as active during the day, sitting down a lot, standing up. I had a couple of lower back injuries, which are, constantly keeping me in track and keeping me in a fit posture, as you would call it. And I think, look, health is definitely important. Mentally, for me to be on my A game, I need to be mentally fit. If I'm mentally fit, I'm physically fit, and I'm performing at my absolute, optimum. I think it's you're going to come across some point in your life a brick wall that you hit, whether it's, like you said, an injury, or whether it be personal, or someone passing away, or whatever it might be. It might be something that's really going to hurt you and set you back. But I think us as humans, we adapt, measured, and understand that we need to pull through together. And I think the most important thing here is to support each other, and help each other pull through, and have that vision, like I said to you, where rather than just me succeeding, you wanting everyone around you to succeed.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a great agenda, like just having the whole community as one instead of being yourself in front, because it just makes that going forward a lot more better, I find. And that's probably something I really realised about yourself, like since we've become great mates, that I've learnt those things. And you're always lifting the people around you instead of just trying to push yourself forward. Because when you lift other people around you, you're also coming forward as a person, and you're just having a lot better time. So that's great. So that's pretty much answered the next part anyway, because that's a key lesson that you can share, and based on that war story.
Definitely.
Yeah, just going to ask you a couple of quick fire questions. So this is just going to be random.
Cool. Go for it.
Do you prefer like going on the beach, or being surrounded by like scenery, like trees and stuff?
To be honest, I'm a water lover and I'm a tree lover. So both, to be honest.
Okay, nice. What about this? This will be a different answer to what it would have been like a couple of years ago. Night out or Netflix?
Definitely Netflix after the hours I do.
What about the old Pete? I reckon a couple of years ago, I think it would have been a bit different.
It probably would have been a night out. Look, if I get an excuse to go out once in a while, I would. But I think COVID's made us appreciate Netflix. I think I've watched every single thing on that bloody show.
All right. What about Hawaii or New York?
New York.
Yeah. Have you been to New York, or?
That's on the. You remember I told you, Ari, every 6 months I want to go somewhere. That's definitely on the bucket list.
Nice. And this might say, do you prefer like a bigger country acreage or like an inner city loft?
Personally, acreage. I think peace and quiet for me is definitely key. Particularly, like I said, for my mental state. I enjoy, just having space, where I can ride my motorbikes and, do my hobbies that I enjoy doing, even kicking the footy around with mates and that sort of thing. So I think I was raised outdoors, so I can appreciate that.
Yeah, great. So since we're in the current situation with the COVID and stuff going on, name two things that you can't wait to do, or you're going to do once the lockdown sort of lifts and it's a lot more easier.
Well, definitely have a drink with you, my friends, in a night out. And just the normality of, they call it the new normal, but I think more the fact that, you can socialise and there isn't a barrier or a segregation with socialising. I think that's definitely a main aspect that's affected me most, to be honest, because I'm a very social person. So just being able to gather in groups again and going to the football, definitely. I enjoy having a beer and watching the Dons play, but they're not going great at the moment. But, we'll get there.
That's all right. So, and then if you could pick one person that you're really following at the moment online, and can you tell us just a little bit why you're following them at the moment? Just anyone.
Yeah, cool. To be honest, Will Smith's a massive person for me. Some of his sayings really hits home. Probably it's more on a personal aspect. There's no particular reason. It's just some of the stuff I see that he posts and, that he talks about, it really drives me. And I really like the way he goes about life. And it just shows some people that have the hardest upbringings can be sometimes the most successful people of all time. And I think, just some of the stuff I read from him and, just even sometimes, Ari, in the morning I wake up and it wouldn't even have to be Will Smith. I'll just look up motivation quotes and, see which quote on that day while I'm scrolling down Google sits with me today, or that drives me or pushes me to be better, as I said, as a husband, as a real estate agent, as a work colleague, as a friend, as a brother, etc. I think that's, probably Will Smith would have to definitely be at the top of my list.
Oh, great. So, that's another great hack you've given there. Just something that you try. Just wake up, have a look at some quotes and something that just sort of attaches you for that day and just give you that goal towards the end of the
Definitely.
day. I might even give that a go myself.
If I can help with anything, please let me know.
Definitely. All right. Tell us something that you're doing currently and you'd like to share with the audience.
Okay. I got a little bit carried away with my work at one point because I love what I do and I'm sort of addicted to the job because, as I said, helping people is my passion. But I think a lot of the thing that drives me and levels me at the moment is definitely my kid, Orlando. Having him in my life has definitely given me a different perspective of life. Mum always said you won't understand till you have a child. Now I understand. But most importantly, just going for runs and clearing my mind. I think you need to find an outlet in life. Everyone has a different one, such as going to the gym, whether it be, punching a punching bag. I think my most important one, when I run, I forget about everything. So running is definitely an outlet for me. And I think that works really well for myself.
Yeah, that's great. So do you have any seminars or giveaways or anything that's at the moment at White Werribee?
Yeah, so we just had a seminar with a lot of concerns, people in relation to whether they should sell now during COVID, should they wait, what's the situation going on. We've got a couple of resources available. So obviously one would be a consultation with myself to give you an update on Now. We call it Ray White Now. It's a catalogue that we can send out an email to anyone that's interested. Just talks a little bit on what's the market doing now in terms of performance, auction clearance rate, the high supply, low demand. Just talks a little bit about, what the real estate market has to offer at this present moment. As you can imagine, a lot of people are scared and in doubt. Furthermore to that, we do have a broker on site as well, which does help with finance and can give you obviously what deals are available and educate you on the process with a lot of I'm sure you would have seen the first homeowners grants and the government grants that they're providing if you are to build. So there's a lot of key information available, which, I'm happy to, supply resources and, guide people in the section of where they want to achieve their real estate dreams.
Yeah, great. So I'll put a bit of a link out under our video so that people can sort of get there and reach you and talk about that Ray White Now stuff. So on that, what's the best way to reach you on the web or Instagram or Twitter?
You can reach me on Peter Krnjeta, Ray White Werribee on Facebook or Instagram, or they can just directly call my mobile. Either or. I'm engaging. I get some audiences that engage me through social media. Some people direct calls, referrals from friends. It's a mix of everything, really. I mean, there's no right or wrong way of approaching me. Some people like to communicate via text. Some people like to communicate via social media, and others like to just have a direct phone conversation and nut it out. So whatever works best. But I think, if you want to put my link down the bottom, that'd be much appreciated. And vice versa goes. For anyone that needs any help with physio, you're the man.
Thanks for that. All right. Yeah. Thanks for your time. Had a great chat. We'll probably line up another chat in maybe 6 months time to see where we're both at and how the little one's going.
Yeah, cool.
And then
definitely.
So I'll put all the handles underneath, and then if they want to get in touch with you, definitely, because you're the number one real estate going around. So
thanks a lot, mate. I really appreciate that.
No worries. All right, thank you for your time again, and
No worries,